Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. If you're new to the page, be sure to give us a like and a sub so you don't miss any of the content we have coming out. And today we're going to be diving into Dark Knight's Death Metal, issue number 2. If you guys haven't checked out issue number 1, I'll leave a link for you guys to check that out. So without further ado, let's dive into this issue. So picking up with the last issue, Wonder Woman had killed the Batman Who Laughs, and she had found Wally West, thinking essentially he's going to be the key to everything they need moving forward. And we pick up with Batum, which is the Batman Atom version of them two conjoined. And he seems to be running a mission and still working for the Batman Who Laughs. And as he's reporting in, he gets immediately run over. And he's just squished like a bug. And it's really just a hilarious moment. Well, gruesome at the same time. So we pick up at the hellscape outside of Washington, D.C. And we pick up with Wonder Woman, Wally West, Swamp Thing, and a Batmobile. A Batmobile that's not just any kind of Batmobile, but it's sentient. So it has it's like a transformer in a sense. It comes from a genius world of machines, essentially, the heroes to dominance in. And so they arrived here looking for something specific. And what they're looking for is a graveyard. And while the cemetery here is essentially that, they're looking for something else, and it's underground. And it's something that not many people know about, but it's essentially a cemetery for heroes. It's called the Valhalla Cemetery, or Crypt of Heroes. And it's guarded by magic, science, and a well-placed trust in heroes that this would be the resting place of the fallen, protected by a rotation of trusted custodians. And as they're attacked by the three-headed dog of hell, Wonder Woman calls for it to stand down, and she searches for the password, trying to find the right words. And this is where we see the arrival of Alan Scott. And he comes out and says the password and has the dog go back into guarding. Along with him, we get Dr. Fate, we get Jay Garrick, and we really get to see the JSA again, which is really awesome. You know, I've always enjoyed the JSA. It's nice seeing them back in the comics, you know, and this is an older JSA. These are not the young guys that we're used to seeing, but these guys have aged quite a bit. And so everybody says their hellos, and then they go down to talk to Batman, who's working down in the crypts. And essentially what he wants to do is get as many people together as he can, take the castle back, forge an Earth in the dark, and save whoever they can. And so him and Diana have really been butting heads on where to move forward with all of this, because they can't agree on what to do. Diana really believes the best thing to do is to use what's left of the crisis energy and put it inside of Wally West, beat Perpetua, and fix the multiverse. And the reason Batman's fighting this so much is because when Barbados attacked, he felt like he was the one who said, you know, we should go after the 10th metal, and the one that said that we should go after the Forge of Worlds. He felt like he was the center of the conflict, and he thought by reaching higher together they would be able to win, but in the end they weren't able to make the universe better. In fact, they made everything worse, and every time they've continued to make things worse over and over and over again. And even with the power of Dr. Manhattan, they still weren't able to take on Perpetua. So what makes her think that we can make anything different this time? And pretty much everyone around Batman actually gives him a pep talk, which is nice to see for a change, because Batman's really discouraged on what they can do for moving forward, because he doesn't believe they can combat Perpetua at all. And so he gets on board, and they decide that they're going to go to New Apocalypse and save what friends they have left. They're traveling to the Dark Multiverse and find the original Crisis, steal the energy being funneled to Perpetua, and use it to power up Wally. And hopefully doing all this, they can restart the universe. Like, these are big what ifs. And then this is where we see the arrival of Barry Allen. Jay Garrick went and grabbed him out of the Speed Force, and he lets everybody know, like, there's not much left of the Speed Force, but if he's gonna stop moving, it needs to be for a good reason. And he believes this is a good reason. Like, it's like, all right, I'm gonna get everybody to New Apocalypse, use what I can, try to stay out of sight, so this Speed Force can't be used against anyone. Now we cut back over to Castle Bat, and they've taken the Batman Who Laughs, they've taken his brain, and they're essentially surgically putting it into this Dr. Manhattan Joker mix. And the idea behind it is this body is more of an energy construct, and so it should just absorb it and become a sentient being. And as it starts to rise up, The T-Rex Batman laughs at it, pretty much accusing it of being stupid or dumb or just a blob of vegetable. And instantly, we see T-Rex Batman unraveled. And just like that, he's instantly dead. And this is where we see him take his regular form. So we have a Batman who laughs, who's all blue. And he calls out to Perpetua, saying that this was all part of the plan. This was all intended to happen. And that he needed to be careful with what he did, because if her siblings found out what they were doing, their wrath would be so much worse than what she is offering any of them. And she's already conquered majority of the Earths. There's only 6 left remaining. So she's destroyed another Earth. And as Perpetua disappears, all the Batmen ask the Batman who laughs, like, what do you want us to do? And he says nothing, waves his hand, and makes everybody just vanish. Vaporize, disappear, turn into ribbons. They're gone. All but one of the Robin Crows. And he makes this one the Robin King. And we don't really get his backstory yet, but it has to be someone interesting, because they definitely make a point to point it out. And the Batman laughs. He knows what they're going to do. He knows that they're planning on trying to create the new multiverse, trying to create 52 new planets and so on and so forth. But his plan is to create 52 planets of pure nightmare, a beautiful horror and chaos. And so he wants to be able to do this before they do. And so he takes his final form, which he calls the Darkest Night. Pick up in the Arkham Wastelands. We have what's left of our gang of heroes making a last-ditch effort, and they head to a facility where Batman had created essentially like an army of toy Batman, super robot, a league of super robots essentially. And also unsure of who could possibly be in control of this, we see what seems to be the ultimate weapon. And it's every one of the superheroes all mixed together in one. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I am absolutely loving this series so far. It's a lot of fun. I love seeing the dark direction they've taken it, while also showing the hope and the light that comes with the Justice League and the JSA and all of things of that nature. So yeah, if you guys haven't yet, be sure to like and subscribe to the page, and until the next video.